All right, so I know it's dark. It's 3 o'clock in the morning for me, so yeah, it's a little dark outside. I'm sitting in a parking lot, but I was at work. I was listening to a podcast and checking out some other stuff, and somebody played a clip from Ben Shapiro on Fox News talking about everything going on in Las Vegas and talking about would any new gun laws have stopped what happened in Vegas and that kind of thing. And I love Ben Shapiro. He's pretty good on just all kinds of things. I don't agree with him 100% because I don't agree with everybody 100%, not anybody, all right? But in general, I think Ben Shapiro is a good representative of people who believe in a lot of the same things I believe. He's very libertarian, a conservative libertarian, but libertarian nonetheless. And I'm listening to him just because I'm interested, see what he has to say about guns. He's doing really, really good. And then he steps in shit. As I think too many people who consider themselves libertarians or conservatives do when they say they care about gun rights, but they fail to really understand what the Second Amendment and just what the Constitution and true freedom and liberty really mean. And maybe it's just because they haven't taken the time to think about it. I know Ben Shapiro was born and raised in California, so he obviously is not going to feel certain ways or maybe have the background to understand certain things the way some people would if you were raised somewhere that freely allowed you to basically just have whatever you want when it comes to firearms. But he basically was asked the question, a lot of people are saying that these quote-unquote Bumpfire stocks and things that allow you to turn a semi-automatic into an automatic. First of all, that's not what a Bumpfire stock does. It doesn't turn a semi-automatic into an automatic. They're still two very, very different things. It just allows you to shoot faster with much, much, much less control than you would if you were firing semi-auto, or if you actually did have a full auto quote-unquote machine gun. It just allows you to pull the trigger faster by using the recoil to assist you in pulling the trigger faster. It does not turn it into a full auto. It doesn't give you the capabilities and accuracy and controllability of a full auto. It doesn't do any of that stuff. It just kind of mimics somewhat, not even properly, it kind of somewhat mimics a rate of fire more similar to that of full auto. But it's not the same thing at all. I really dislike Bumpfire stocks. I'm not a fan. I think they're stupid. I think they're a waste of time and money. I think it's a waste of ammo. If you're actually trying to train for defensive situations like protecting your family and your home, I think Bumpfire stocks are stupid. That being said, I don't think they should be illegal because that's ridiculous. But he was asked this question, do you think that this call for Bumpfire stocks that turn semi-autos into full autos should be banned? And Ben Shapiro, who I love and respect, busts out with, well, full auto's been illegal since 1986. So yeah, anything like a Bumpfire stock that would turn a semi-auto into a full auto should, of course, yeah, I'd entertain that, no problem whatsoever. He makes this statement as somebody who's supposed to be quote-unquote pro-gun. People look at him and see a libertarian conservative who's always, talked about being pro-gun, saying, well, yeah, sure, I'd entertain that. And then make the statement that, well, full autos have been illegal since 1986, and anything that turns a semi-auto into a full auto should be banned just like those. First of all, 1986 didn't ban machine guns, okay? All it did was put machine guns on the NFA, and you have to go through extra steps, and it costs you more money to get a hold of a machine gun, first and foremost. Second, if you care about the Second Amendment, why would you say that something that just makes it to where you can shoot your gun faster, and again, in my opinion, is just stupid and pointless, but why would you say this accessory to your firearm should be made illegal or associated with something that's on the NFA list? This is absolutely ridiculous. This is something we have to fight. We, as people who care about our gun rights, we need to call out Ben Shapiro, and not in a negative way. I think Ben Shapiro is a good voice for people who are libertarian and conservative, pro-gun, that kind of thing. But he's obviously misinformed, and he obviously, because he's somebody that grew up and still lives in California, obviously there's just things he's never taken the time to really consider. And I think we should do something about this, because we need people like him to be intelligent and make intelligent, rational discussions about things like this, okay? A Bumpfire stock does not turn something into a full auto machine gun. It just doesn't do that. It's just a stock that is on a hinge, and it just uses recoil to let you pull the trigger faster. It's just basically a way for your finger to work a little better. I mean, it doesn't turn anything into anything else. And even if it did, we need to make the point that the NFA, that banning machine guns, that banning suppressors, all this stuff is absolutely stupid and irrelevant. And not only is it against the Second Amendment, which was originally put in place to allow the people, the citizens of this country, to have access to everything that their government had access to, i.e. machine guns and select fire and suppressors and all this other stuff, okay? The whole point of the Second Amendment was to give us a level playing field with our government. So putting all that aside, it's stupid to ban items from people, period. It doesn't make any sense. There's no evidence whatsoever that when these things were still legal, that they added to crime whatsoever, period. And we need to make sure that people like Ben Shapiro, who are a public face for gun rights and other things like that, know this stuff. So I would urge all of you out there to send an email to people like Ben Shapiro when they open their mouth and insert their foot into it, that they immediately correct themselves and realize that what they are saying doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna get all mad at him, because I think he is a good advocate for just freedom and liberty in general in this country, but he clearly made a mistake, and he clearly did so because he was very, very much being prompted by Fox News in that interview. But still, he made a mistake, and he needs to be corrected on. Everybody needs to be corrected on this. We are fighting for our freedoms and liberties. We are always fighting for our freedoms and liberties, but especially right now when our gun rights are under attack, it's important to make sure that we keep people on their toes, especially people on our side who are being given this public space to speak out about these types of things. So that's what I wanted to say. I know this is a little bit of a rambling video, whatever, just take it for what it is. But we need to be sure that we properly protect our rights by making sure the people who are given a chance to speak out for our rights know what the hell they're actually talking about.